Hi everybody, Jake here for FM Scout and welcome to today's video where we're looking at FM21 Wonderkids who unfortunately, as much as we might like them, aren't going to be available at least in Season 1 of FM22 because they have been transferred to another club. Now this of course isn't every single Wonderkid who has moved club, but it is, I would say, a few of the main ones that we're really going to miss out on in them first couple of seasons where they won't really want to join because they've just signed a new deal, unless you really throw the money down, which the chances are you probably won't have in the first season. So we're going to look at them. There's not much more to it than that, so let's get straight into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, so I'll see you on the first player. So we are here with our first player who has moved clubs. Of course we're in FM21, so it's not going to show the FM22 transfers just yet, although there will be a video very soon where I show you how you can basically have the FM22 transfers in FM21. But the first player we're looking at is someone who features in my Wonderkid dream team of FM21. It's Iliax Mariba. Apologies if I pronounced his name wrong, but he is absolutely insane, and he has left Barcelona with all the financial trouble that Barcelona had. Either he didn't want to stay anyway, or they couldn't actually hand him a contract that he would have wanted. I imagine it was more down to first team football requirements, that kind of thing. I haven't got an inside at Barcelona, I don't know. But I think he's a very good player. But based on how he is in Football Manager, it seems like Barcelona have lost a real talent, and he has moved to RB Leipzig in Germany, which I think is almost a perfect move for any youngster nowadays. To move to a German club seems to work perfectly for young players at the minute, and Leipzig are known for using youth. They're not really going to put him in the youth team and forget about him. They'll probably put him straight into the first team within the first few weeks. I think he will really shine over there, and I'm hoping he does. And who knows, if he plays well enough, maybe one day when Barcelona's finances are better, they can bring him back, or maybe he'll go to one of the other elite clubs in the world. I think Mariba's got a bright future, and I think Leipzig is the perfect place for him. It's just a shame that we're not going to be able to sign him straight away in FM22. Okay, on to the second player, and if you are enjoying this video, or you enjoy this kind of content, or you're just hyped for FM22, hit that like button because it really does help in pushing these videos out to as many people as possible. But more importantly today, I want to ask you guys to comment down below which Wonderkid you're most excited to use in FM22, whether they've been transferred or otherwise. Is there someone that you think is going to get a big boost, who's going to be really good for his price, his value, whatever it is? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more Football Manager content. But we are here with my second player in this list, and another player that featured in my Wonderkid Dream 11 of FM21, so it's a real high caliber Wonderkid who's moved on, and it's Christos Tzolis. He is the Greek Wonderkid winger, striker, wherever you're going to use him. I used him out in the wing in my Wonderkid Superstar episode on him, and he has moved to Norwich. Now, Norwich, I think, will struggle, and I think even Norwich fans will say it, they're going to struggle to stay up in the Premier League this season. So it'll be interesting to see if things do start going wrong. Will we see someone like Tzolis become a mainstay in the team? He might be young, but he could potentially influence the game. But moving from the Greek leagues, from PAOK to Norwich in the Premier League, it's going to be a hard move for someone so young. If the attributes that he has in Football Manager are actually represented in real life, he should do fine in the Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see if we do see anything of Christos Tzolis this season. So he's the second player. Now let's move on to number 3. Okay, we're here with a third player in this list, and if anybody knows me from any of these videos, you'll probably know I'm a Chelsea fan, and I was a bit gutted when we let Liveramento go from Chelsea's academy. He never really broke into the first team, but he had them really well for us and looked like he could be perfect really for that right wing back spot in the Chelsea side. However, as you can imagine, it's hard to break into a team in that position when there's already so many good quality players there, so he has moved on to Southampton in real life. Now, I think it's going to be a very good move for him. He's already been playing consistently for Southampton at such a young age as well, but consistently from the start of the season for them, and he has been very, very good. If you'd asked anyone who's watched Southampton so far, maybe even a Southampton fan, they'd probably agree that Liveramento has been one of their best players so far, and for someone so young, it goes a long way to show how good this guy is and how good he could be too. Now, he wasn't someone that loads of people signed in Football Manager, but I think next year he's going to get a real improvement in terms of his potential ability range. It really was his breakout year in the academy for Chelsea last year, and that's why he's got his move. It looks like, based on the deal, Chelsea could potentially have a buyback clause, so if that is included in Football Manager, that could be another layer, another complication in trying to sign him for your club. But I don't know, I think he's going to be a really good player for Southampton. Interesting to see if he does get an improvement in Football Manager. I would put all my money on yes. I think he will be a much better player this year than he was in FM21. So that's my third player. Now let's move on to player number 4. Okay, and now for the player in this list that everybody has probably heard about. It is Nuno Mendes, and this will lead me on to saying, if you want to check out my channel, linked in the description below, we have a Lazio save going on. We have signed this guy at left wing back. He has been amazing for us, but if you want to see how that save's going before FM22 starts, feel free to check it out in the description. It would mean a lot if you come down. We've surpassed 3,000 subscribers, so thank you to everyone who has came down to the channel, and we've got plenty planned for FM22 too. That's a bit of a tongue twister to say, but Nuno Mendes here is arguably the best Wonderkid left back in FM22. I don't think many people would disagree. He wasn't in my dream 11 because I think there's a very good value option out there, but in terms of pure quality, Nuno Mendes has it all. He has moved to PSG. Now PSG, you kind of looked at their team before they signed Mendes and you thought, well, their team's pretty much impeccable, but at least they ain't got a world-class left-back. I'm not saying Nuno Mendes is world-class yet, but he's certainly got the potential to get to that level. One annoying thing will be in Football Manager as well, the fact that he's only on loan at PSG, I believe, for the first year, with a buy option, so chances are he does the first year loan, then PSG buy him. That's probably 2 seasons where you can't really get your hands on him at PSG, at which point he might be such a good player in terms of his development that they're never going to let him go anyway. But back on topic, Nuno Mendes has moved, and whilst it might break all of our hearts, it seems like we're going to have to move on to a new Wonderkid left back that we all sign in FM22. Now moving on to arguably the most influential Wonderkid transfer that's happened over the summer, Real Madrid have signed Eduardo Camavinga, and in a season where it looks like Barcelona have lost some of their key players and not really improved too much. I mean, they have brought in some decent young players in my opinion, but they haven't really improved too much. Everybody knows that. Real Madrid have gone out and made a statement signing of saying best young midfielder in the world, or at least one of the highest rated young midfielders in the world. I'll take him, yeah, why not? £30 million or whatever it was, seems like an absolute steal. Camavinga has moved from Rennes to Real Madrid, and he's already scored in his debut, I believe, at the time of recording. The young Frenchman is going to be a key player for Real Madrid going forward, and hopefully will help to phase out, and I know they don't need phasing out, but will help when the likes of Kroos and Modric start to dwindle away, which some would say has maybe started to happen already. Camavinga can slot in there. I think Real Madrid have got a bright future in their midfield now with Camavinga signing, and I think he's probably going to be the poster boy, or at least one of them, for Real Madrid for the coming years now. He's got no reason to move on or anything like that just yet, and we'll see how he gets on. Everyone knows Camavinga's talent. Let's see if he can live up to it at a big club like Real. Now we're on to a player whose move has been known about for a long time, Eric Garcia. As highly rated as he has been, at least in his time at Manchester City, was probably more of a regular starter for Spain than he was for his club team. He was never really used that much by Pep Guardiola, and I don't really blame him. He had so many good centre-backs, and when Garcia played, it's not like he completely set the world alight and meant that, you know, I've got to drop Diaz, I've got to drop Laporte, I've got to drop Stones. It made sense for Garcia to move on, and he has gone to join Barcelona, which seems like the perfect fit. This guy is known for his ball playing more than his defending. Not that his defending is bad at all, but yeah, he's moved to Barcelona where that kind of thing is definitely going to be encouraged, and I think this is the way they should go, hopefully phasing in some younger talent and getting rid of some of the older ones that are in there, which is probably the best way forward, and maybe even the only way forward for Barcelona to survive currently. Might take a hit over the next few years, but hopefully in the long run it will help him out. I think Eric Garcia is going to be a big help in that he can partner PK at the back if that's what they want to do. PK can nurture him, make him into a top talent, and who knows, maybe Garcia is going to be that key centre-back, the linchpin for that Barcelona team for the coming years. A Spanish international too, it all works out in their favour. Did he used to play for Barcelona in the past? He did, right? I knew that was somewhere in my head, so he actually did come from Barcelona originally, so supposedly, I guess, a La Masia graduate. There might be more to it than that, but it seems like it. So Garcia is back at Barcelona, and that's a great young player they've brought in my opinion, but there is another one who they've also signed, and will make this a bit of a 2-in-1 as we go and try and hopefully find, here he is, Youssouf Demir. Now, he has only joined Barcelona on loan, but I think with the opportunities that might present themselves in Barcelona's team this year, he could be key in Barcelona's side because, yes, he's in on loan, but I think they have the option to buy him. Chances are he plays for Rapid Vienna. He's now on loan at Barcelona. I think he's probably going to want to stay. No offence to Rapid Vienna, but if you're at Barcelona from there, you'd probably want to join. Hopefully Barcelona see his talent and he joins anyway next season. But Youssouf Demir in FM21 was outstanding really in terms of an option from, you know, he's not at the biggest leagues in the world, so it wasn't too hard to attract him to your club. He ends up being really good over time, can play a variety of positions. I think Youssouf Demir is a star. I think Barcelona have got another great player on their hands. And despite all the trouble that Barcelona might be in, the fact that they can still put a midfield forward of the likes of Busquets, De Jong, Demir, Pedri, Fati, all of them kind of players behind, let's say, a Braithwaite or whoever they've got up front now. I don't know, was it Luke De Jong they brought in on loan? Definitely not a Wonderkid anymore, him, but Youssouf Demir seems like a good signing for them, and it's the right way forward in my opinion. No more signing these expensive, high-wage players. Find someone that's young, hungry, and will hopefully do a good job for him going forward and can build his own legacy at Barcelona with the other young talent that they have around the squad. Now with the last two players on our list, we're starting with Yassine Adley. He's a midfielder currently at Bordeaux in FM21, however he has moved to AC Milan, I believe, in real life, and they've loaned him back, as far as I'm aware, to Bordeaux, so he's likely going to spend another season there before starting his career at AC Milan, and all being well, he should be a good player for AC Milan going forward. a central midfielder in a time where it looks like by this time next season Kessie might have left. That could leave a space in the midfield. Maybe Adley could come in and slot in that position. It seems like a great bit of recruitment from AC Milan. I think Adley's going to be a good talent going forward. Hopefully, when he comes back from Bordeaux, I'm sure he will slot into that AC Milan first team squad. Hopefully, set himself down in that first 11, and we'll see what happens from there. So that is Adley, and we'll move on to the last player in our list. So the last player we're looking at on our list is Bryan Gill, the Spanish youngster who plays for Sevilla but was out on loan at Eibar in the Spanish divisions, has gone to join Tottenham. It was for a fairly pricey sum, nothing too world-breaking in nowadays' money, but it was still a fair chunk. If I'm getting it right off the top of my head, I haven't looked this up, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was about £30 million. He has joined Spurs. I remember seeing on Twitter people saying that it was like Spurs had signed one of the Beatles by the looks of his hair, but all the jokes aside, I think Spurs have got themselves a good player here. I can't say that in FM21 I use Bryan Gill all that often. I didn't really use him at all. I wasn't really that aware of him in all honesty. I wouldn't have classed him as higher than some of the other players we've looked at, and likely chances he would have cost a lot more being from one of the bigger Spanish clubs. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. He's got a lot of talent ahead of him to break past. I mean, the fact that Spurs could go with Son, Kane and Bergwijn, and that's still not counting the fact that they've got Lucas and probably a couple more players that I'm forgetting about too. Bryan Gill will probably feature as a rotation option at the start, and we'll see if he does break into the first 11. It'll be a hard job to do, but you know, Spurs are in a few competitions nowadays. What is it, the Conference League? I think they're in. They're going to have to compete in that. Sorry, Spurs fans, but Bryan Gill might get a run out there. We'll see how he gets on, and that's another Wonderkid that you won't be able to sign at the start of FM22 as far as I can tell. So there you go. That is the list of Wonderkids who have been transferred in FM22. There are plenty more that I didn't say, so let me know who you're excited to see, whether it's a transfer Wonderkid or a Wonderkid you think is going to get a boost in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you do enjoy this kind of content, feel free to check out my channel, linked in the description. And yeah, thanks a lot guys for all your support on FM21. Very excited for what we've got coming ahead in FM22, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.